right, Shrewd News and Reviews, man. We back with another one. Give it to
Yeah,
us.
this one's a little bit crazy, man. The FBI got involved, and looks like Designer pulled out the slab and went to skinning him back on the plane. He had the snake on the plane, respectfully, and they're alleging that they told him to stop multiple times, and he was eventually taken to the back of the plane where he was monitored by two of his friends. And in the FBI affidavit, it says a jar of Vaseline dropped into the aisle as he was attempting to switch seats. So it's looking kind of bad. Um, Now go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe just early, before we get into the details. We found out about this earlier in the week because he was saying that he was off his meds and he wasn't thinking clearly, but it's looking like the FBI felt like he was thinking clearly, and they charging him, or maybe this is like maybe he's being profiled because of something else. Maybe it's I ain't gonna say it. So charged with indecent exposure. That's gonna be the exact charge on the plane. He showed the magic stick, for lack of a better term, to a attendant, and he's officially. I'll read from TMZ here. He is officially facing legal trouble for exposing himself on the plane. Feds say he masturbated in front of flight attendants mid-flight, and he seemed pretty nonchalant about it. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, the rapper is being charged with indecent exposure, and the paperwork sheds more light on last week's bizarre incident, saying he had his penis out while sitting in first class of the Delta flight and was masturbating while in his seat. This is crazy because I would expect this kind of behavior on Spirit, but not on Delta. I mean, that's completely out of bounds. And they allegedly told him multiple times to stop. And he was eventually, oh, we read that part. He's taken to the back of the plane, monitored. That's when they say the Vaseline dropped and rolled into the aisle when he tried to switch seats. And after landing in Minneapolis, authorities say they spoke with Designer, who told them it all happened because he didn't get he really didn't get much cootie while in Japan. It was brick hard when he got on the plane. This is tough to read. According to the docs, Designer said he was aroused by the flight attendant and kind of showed her the magic stick, thinking it would give her encouragement. By the way, Designer claimed he was under the influence, saying he was prescribed meds in Thailand but hadn't been taking them. So he was prescribed meds in Thailand, but hadn't been taking them, according to the docs. And
Hadn't.
he didn't appear to be impaired during the interview with the FBI. TMZ broke the story. We were originally told by Designer. Uh, we were originally told Designer got ill during his international trip and was given meds, and he believed that that's what caused a sort of chemical imbalance. And he says he's been struggling mentally for the last few months and was ashamed of what he did in the air, and said he would be admitting himself to a facility to get some help. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Anybody else, I would be thinking that, you know, it was maybe they had a little bit more sense, but Designer, I've always felt like he was a few clicks off center. Do you remember how he reacted to Takeoff's death? And he was doing the crying thing with no tears. And if you ever watched the interview with Designer, he seems like I wasn't sure if he was acting, putting on a show, or if this was somebody who was really suffering from mental illness. Where are you on that now? Are you gonna just kind of take his word for it, or does this seem like there's something more at play here?
Definitely got some kind of mental illness for you to be acting like that on the plane, man. When you see it in a flight attendant, it's it's embarrassing for me to know that you did that and know that I feel embarrassed for you. It's like just no
Yeah.
kind of control of yourself. It's like, I don't know, it's a bad look, man, for
Th-
anybody
this
that's
is like the Pee Wee Herman thing. Like when I was younger, and his career kind of went down from there. You remember that?
I don't remember what happened, but I
Pee
remember
Wee
Pee Wee
Herman
Herman.
got caught, uh, allegedly. He might have been convicted for it. I'm pretty sure he was masturbating in a movie theater, and this seems like this could be the kind of thing that I don't know. I don't know if times have changed so much back then. Does his demographic kind of care, or do we just kind of write this off as a medical event? You almost don't want to make no jokes because he could just really be going through it.
It may
But
have been a medical situation, man, but if it was like a John type situation where he was just,
because it could be looked at as this was sexual assault on a woman. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And
right.
it could be like he tried to get ahead of the story. Like I gotta explore all possibilities. The FBI says that he didn't seem impaired at the time. I don't know if the FBI is qualified to make that kind of assessment. But I will say this: he got ahead of that story and said that he's seeking treatment. He been feeling a little bit crazy. It was a little bit inconsistency with the story. I mean, what was he diagnosed as? And if he was given the medication but says he wasn't taking it, how could it be the effects of the medication? It seems like the story was kind of like inconsistent, but
Yeah.
ain't no perfect people that's suffering from that too. He could have misspoke or something like that. It's tricky. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's a tricky
qualified to make that
situation.
kind of assessment, but I don't know. It seems a little crazy. It seems a little crazy. They felt comfortable enough to charge him. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
So
because
he
when the
gonna have to wait
Vaseline,
it
when
out.
you sent me the Vaseline story, it was like, it made it seem like this is a situation that just sneaked out, but it wasn't.
But yo, I'll say this too. Just because you got like a little bit of mental health issues don't mean that you won't catch a charge like this and it'll stick. Everybody who been in jail for like a period of time, you'll come across dudes like this in like the jailhouse, man. Like that'll just whip it out in front of like a worker and kind of think that they're into it. Like that happens. So this is not that far off to me that somebody like I'm not saying that these people didn't have some mental health concerns too. It could be a little bit of that. Like the way I think about it, a lot of us got something going on up there. You know what I'm saying? So just saying it's a mental health concern, it's going to really depend on how severe it is. Because just because you got a little something going on, don't mean that you can't catch a charge from this. And they might determine that you might have a little something going on, but you had enough sense to know that you weren't supposed to be doing all of that.